I was working in an ICU, and I had a patient who would only repeat what was said to her, and I was with her all night. One time I went into her room, and she started telling me all the ways she died. I died because of a narcotic overdose. I died because I took too much insulin. I died on a Sunday afternoon, etc. Then later she looked up at the ceiling and said, "They're all still there." I ran out of that room as fast as I could. Another time I had a blind patient who kept asking me what time it was all night long. One time I went in to check on him, and he says to me, "It's the witching hour." It was 3:33. I walked out. I worked at an LTC facility as a night shift aide about 14 years ago. I worked a hall I had never been on before. It was like 1 a.m., and I saw an elderly guy walk out of a room down the hallway and leave the facility. I went to that room, and the resident was awake. I asked her who she was talking to, and she told me her husband always came to visit her late at night. I went to ask the other aide on the floor about it, and they told me that the resident was 102 years old, and her husband had been dead for like 20 to 30 years. I swore on my life that it was an actual person leaving that hall. I could even describe his outfit and hat. Needless to say, I didn't work that hall much anymore. I worked at Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, and there is a little girl who appears at the bedside of dying children on the day before they pass and tells them it's going to be okay. They even mentioned her as a household name in orientation. In Indy, at a children's hospital, we had a patient pass in surgery, but her room was haunted. A little African American boy saw her one night and said, "She looks like me. It has one of these and one of these," pointing to his central line in GT. She also had the central line in GT. Here in Cincinnati, I just stayed at the Stanley Hotel. It's the hotel that inspired The Shining. Stephen King stayed there and felt like his bartender was a ghost, and saw two little girls on the fourth floor when there were no other guests. I woke up every 20 minutes to nothing and had a sock on my perfectly made bed and a luggage tag and earring on my spotless bathroom. The next morning, I bought a book about the hotel hauntings, and my hotel room was in it. Apparently, things go missing in one part of the hotel and show up later in my room. They also have a wounded veteran donated flag that has a spot that has started to fade into a silhouette of the original owner of the hotel. Hey, I never really do this, and I know I said, well, in the title, the video was only supposed to be 3 stories, but I decided to add 2 bonus stories due to the fact that I've been gone for so very long, which I will explain in the comments and here. I've been in a relocation, so I had to do that. Plus, you guys, school is back in session. And I had school basically. It was studying and juggling work and a bunch of other stuff that I'm trying to do in my life at the moment. But I do apologize. I will try and get videos back out daily, if not weekly, whenever I can, because I do believe in quality over quantity. But in the meantime, I wasn't just lollygagging. I was looking up things and studying on how to improve my videos, get more recognition. But you guys don't want to hear all that. Basically, I will be making more videos. I'm sorry for the hiatus. And you can expect some Halloween type content to be coming very, very soon, since we're in the spooky month. But I really do appreciate all the comments, the feedback, everything you guys have been giving me. I really appreciate, even if 200 views, that's better than 0. And even if some aren't liking the video, support is still support at the end of the day. So I appreciate that. I thank you for everything. And yeah, I'm back. Enjoy the next 2 stories and look for more content to come. You guys have a good one. Gloria and her friends Sarah and Megan enjoyed riding their horses through the woods next to the riding stable. Many of the old-timers at the stable warned them not to pass black woods at night on horseback. The haunted woods often spooked the horses, as well as the riders. One particularly beautiful afternoon, close to Halloween, the girls rode out farther than they intended. Crisp leaves crunch under the horses' hooves, and the girls spent more time than usual exploring an unused trail. The sunset faded, and they suddenly realized they had to pass black woods in pitch darkness. The horses knew the path and picked their way carefully through the woodland trail. They came to a fork in the trail. If they took the shortcut, they would go past black woods toward the stables. The horses balked and refused to turn left onto the shortcut. "Let's dismount and walk in the last little bit. We're almost home," Gloria said. "You go," Sarah shivered. "I want to take the long way and ride to the road. We're going to get in trouble if we walk the horses on the road at night. It's too dangerous. Besides, we're almost at the stables. We just have to get through black woods," Gloria persisted. Sarah and Meg had already turned their horses towards the road. "We could get hit by a car being on the road in the dark," Gloria warned. "Fine," Sarah fumed. "I'll go by the forest." Gloria urged the horse forward as they rounded the last turn back into black woods. An eerie glow suddenly lit the path in front of Gloria. She urged her trembling horse forward as she turned toward the riding stable. The glow became stronger and centered on a huge, lightning-struck oak tree. On the trunk of the tree, a woman's face appeared. She glowed with a white light as her lips moved. "Tell them," she whispered. "Tell them I'm innocent." Gloria kicked her horse, but the hearse needed no urging. He flew through the woods and stepped at the stable door, trembling in fear. The next day, one of the stable owners, Tommy, stopped by while Gloria groomed her horse. Tommy had heard that Gloria had ridden through black woods after dark, and so close to Halloween. As she groomed her horse, Gloria worked up her courage and asked, "Tommy, why do people say we shouldn't go into black woods at night?" "Because of the hanging tree," Tommy said. "The big oak." It was a statement from Gloria, not a question. "The very one," said Tommy. The apparition's word echoed in Gloria's mind. "Tell them I'm innocent," she shivered. She never rode anywhere near black woods or the hanging tree ever again. 15-year-old Jacob went into the garage to retrieve his bike to go to a Halloween party, but he discovered the front tire was flat. Running late, he hopped on his sister's bicycle and pedaled towards his friend's house. As he turned down the lonely side street, skirting the woods that he and his friends used as a shortcut through town, Jacob shrugged off the creepy feeling that someone was watching him. As he neared the darkest part of the street and sped through as fast as he could, he arrived at the party and stayed until 10 p.m. On the way home, Jacob considered not using the shortcut, but he needed to study for a math test and wanted to get home as fast as possible. He started down the narrow lane when he noticed someone was in the middle of the street. It must be some kid from the party taking the shortcut home. Jacob slowed down as he drew closer. The figure turned around. An ugly, twisted, gnarly face glowered at him. Jacob slammed on brakes, intent on turning around, when a heavy chain rattled through the air. He turned just as the chain slammed into his head, wrapping around his neck. "Got you!" The wicked voice boomed as Jacob felt himself falling to the ground. The macabre being stood over him, with blood dripping from its lips. "Thought you'd never come back this way, boy. Glad you decided to take the shortcut home." Jacob's sister's bike was found in the middle of the side street. Authorities determined that the killer dragged Jacob's body off the road, leaving two parallel lines that led straight to Jacob's body. The police discovered Jacob's body drained of all its blood, only a few feet from the street. His killer was dubbed the Halloween Vampire. To this day, no one travels down that side street, especially at night.